Welcome back, students. In this section, I am going to talk about ADL matrix. We are in the last unit of strategic management of your syllabus of MBA semester 3, and as you all know, we have discussed in the previous 4 lectures about strategic management, procedures and also various strategies. After the evaluation and control methods in the last lecture, now let us discuss another evaluation model, and that is Arthur D. Little matrix of portfolio management. So this model was derived by Arthur D. Little, who was a strategist, and in his name only this model is there. This model is a combination of 2 different models. One is BCG matrix, that is Boston Consultancy Group, where we have seen how companies can identify and categorize their products or portfolios in star, dogs, cash cows and question mark categories, and accordingly take the strategic actions. So it basically talked about market share and defining our own position and taking the leads. Another foundation of this matrix is product life cycle. So we have seen the life cycle matrix, which talks about that every product undergoes 4 different stages, and those are introduction, growth, maturity and decline. So every product goes through these situations, and maturity is the stage which is highly aimed, and also every organization tries to be there as long as possible. So friends, ADL matrix combines these 2, and Mr. Little has tried to extend the BCG matrix. There we had the matrix of only 2 by 2 cells. Here he has given us 5 by 4 matrix, which is quite elaborative and quite understanding, so that we can understand the position of the portfolio or segment or even the industry, and we can take the strategic actions accordingly. Now, how to identify this position? So this matrix considers 2 dimensions. First is the stage of the life cycle of that particular industry, SBU, organization, product, portfolio, whatever it is. And another dimension is competitive position. So first we will understand what these 2 means, that is what is the life cycle stage, what are different stages, and what are different competitive positions that Arthur has suggested here. So he identifies 4 stages and 5 positions. So we will understand first 4 phases or stages. The first is embryonic, or we can say introduction stage. So friends, when a market is in embryonic stage, everything is growing. New technology is coming in. There is high growth potential. There are less competitors, and the growth is very fast. There is high technology, and there is also the higher increase or higher sales are potentially there. So this is embryonic stage. Second is growth stage, where everybody is growing, new competitors have coming in, companies start making profits here, and market share increases, sales increases for the organization. The third stage is maturity stage. The feature of this maturity stage is there is a stability in the market share. There is also there are a lot of competitors here which have come up, and your product is very established, or portfolio is very established, it is profitable, and there are competitors also. So we are here maintaining the positions to be in the maturity stage, because the last stage is aging, where nobody wants to go very soon. That's the decline or aging stage, where the companies start getting out of the market and they are on the withdrawal stage, wherein getting out of that is sensible because there are a lot of changes who are happening around and these products somewhere fall behind, and it is more feasible to leave them and get into the new things. So these are the 4 stages. Now let us understand 5 competitive positions. Arthur has identified these 5 positions wherein from weak to dominant the industry's competitive position is being defined. So he defines 5 positions. Let's discuss first dominant. So dominant position is more about monopolistic approach or monopolistic situation where there is hardly any competition, the organization has a full control and the industry has very less competitors and it can demand its own price. So this is dominant. So nowadays this position is seen less. There is a reason behind it, and that is many of the government have already started getting out of the businesses and giving them in a partnership or outsourcing them to the private firms, and that is why the dominant position is seen less. Once upon a time, products like Colgate, Johnson & Johnson, Maruti, these products had dominant position in their own areas. Strong position. Here also there are competitors, but the market is strong, there is a substantial growth, there are high sales and also there is a good market share. Favorable is an average position where there are a lot of competitors, you are also making money, but simultaneously you have to put more efforts to maintain your market position. And you have to be very selective wherein the decision making is more into the picture and which is frequent. So there are frequent strategic actions to be taken when we are talking about maintaining our position in the market. Tenable or tenable position is where it's quite a weak wherein it is becoming difficult to compete and the competitors are taking over our businesses and they are pulling into the market and our market share is decreasing. And then is weak, means we are not growing anyhow, there are a lot of competitors, our products have lesser demands and it overall makes the product or portfolio or the overall industry very weak in all the aspects. So here the organizations would not like to stay. Fine. So if we are considering these 4 stages and 5 competitive positions in a matrix form and or in a combination, if we are into any of these combinations, what action should be taken, that has been suggested by this matrix. I will repeat, what actions according to your position in the matrix can be taken is suggested by this matrix. So we can put the 4 stages, 5 positions in a matrix form and find where our company lies, where our industry lies. If you have portfolio, then where is our portfolio? If you have a strategic business unit, then where our strategic business unit lies. First we have to find that. So how to find that? So we can have a combination of these 2 factors. So basically the answers that this matrix will give you are for the 2 questions. First question is, how strong is the company's strategic plan? And secondly, at what stage industry segment is in its life cycle? So whether your industry is in growth stage, maturity stage, embryonic stage or aging stage. What is the stage and what is your position? So at that combination you will take some decisions. So let us start with the first combination and we will move ahead like from top to down. So first combination, where is industry is very fresh. It is in the introduction or embryonic stage. So like an embryo which grows very faster in the womb, this industry keeps on growing. That means even if you have to invest much money today, we are sure that this industry will grow and give us good returns in the future. So it makes sense to keep investing and holding your position to invest in the market. So, and because this is embryonic stage, means growth is sure, and your position, if it is dominant, then keep investing. This is what it says. As you will see, embryonic stage, from dominant position to favorable market position, it will always tell us to keep investing, attempt to improve, and then be a selective investor. So the second combination is growth and dominant. So if the industry is in a growing stage or growth stage, means it has established itself fair enoughly, and now the companies have started making profits. Slowly some competitors are coming in and your market share is very good because you are growing, or the industry is growing, and market position is also dominant. Then hold the position and hold the market share. This is what is suggested by the matrix. The third is maturity stage. If your position is extremely dominant and industry is matured, then hold and grow in the industry, because industry is still growing, and in combination the position of the industry is extremely dominant. So there are dominant ways, there are less and less competitor, almost no competitors, so you still have the opportunity to grow in that market. And last one is aging. So in the aging it is said that okay, hold, just hold, because your position is still dominant, there are no such players in the market, you can hold your position. The next is strong. So I am not going to explain all these combinations in very detail, but you can understand as we will move ahead from dominant to weak and from embryonic to aging stage, our decisions will keep on changing. So where everything is favorable, we will hold. If it becomes unfavorable, we will move out. So when there is a growth stage and your positions are varying, which are very obvious to vary in the market, so what you are supposed to do? So the organization in the growth dominant combination, it can hold the position and hold the share, wherein in the growth and favorable situation, means your competitive position is favorable, there are a lot of competitors and you are having to take more efforts to maintain your position in the market, and you are in the growth stage. Then what action is suggested? He suggests that attempt to improve and selective push should be applied. So when we are talking about selective push, we are talking about differentiation, product differentiation, or segmenting more and more to our product, so that we can focus on some of the very cashable or material, the things which can be materialized very well, or those are our USPs, where you can see that mature and favorable position tells us that maintain, find niche and protect. So as we are moving from maturity and attainable stage, here it suggests the niche. That means be selective, because the industry is already matured, there are a lot of competitors, the industry has made its profits and it is still growing, but your competitive position is not so favorable. That means industry is there, you still have the scope, but your position is tenable. Then be on a protective or defensive mode, select some niche and only cater to that niche. This is what the strategic plan suggested by Arthur in this combination. And as you can see, aging stage where all the industries are almost on a withdrawal stage, and it becomes difficult to be in the market because either due to fashion or some very technological fast changes, your products are no longer in demand. Your products are becoming they are becoming costlier compared to other competitive market, and competitors have already started dominating the market. So there can be various reasons, and in this stage, if your portfolio is or your industry is, then all these positions tells us major 3 decisions. So strong position but aging market, then keep holding. Average position but aging market, then harvest. Be on a defensive mode or start withdrawals from that. And the last one is, if it is completely weak, your position is very weak, you do not have much funds to invest in, and also the industry has already aged, so that makes no sense to be in that. So we will have to divest. Fine. So you can see here the invest, improve, hold. We have discussed so far. Then harvesting means cutting costs or taking out the products out of the market. Here we talked about the niche, that means be on a position where you just focus on limited differentiations and cater to them only. Now let's see this combination of abandoning the product or abandoning your portfolio, which is suggested by the combination of embryonic and weak. So if the industry is in the very embryonic or introductory stage, but your position is weak, so what will happen? What will happen? That embryo will not sustain, it will not grow because it's very weak. And it's just introductory stage. So as the stage will move ahead, means if the industry will grow, you are still in a weak position. So you will have to struggle. So you can see here the combination is telling a turnaround or abandon. So abandon, turnaround, withdrawal, or completely divest. So this is the strongest position where we can make profits here, and this is the weak position where we need to get out of the market. So these are the strategic positions, very well explained and put in various cells in this matrix. So this is all about the Arthur-Little matrix. So friends, I hope you have understood this so far. Let's take a pause of 2 to 3 seconds and you can recall what we have just understood. Fine. So 2 dimensions, 5 and 4 matrix, and the decisions to be taken. Now let us understand what is the use of this matrix and what are also the challenges on using this matrix, because there will be some disadvantages also. Advantages are, you are in a position to find your industry's position with the help of this matrix, but it is quite difficult because these competitive positions are very fastly varied. They do vary, but nowadays the market has become very faster, and so till then you put this matrix and identify the position of the industry, the stage might have changed. So this is the disadvantage, that it's not feasible all the time. But for the competitors, you can use the same model and you can find where your competitors are. Pricing strategies can be possible here, because if you can predict that the position of your portfolio, you can price your products, you can position them rightly in terms of promotion strategies and so on. So there are some advantages of these, and I will leave it up to you. You just have to explore this, as I always give you the assignment, that try to apply these modules. First get convinced if it convinces your brain that is this matrix makes sense, and if it is so, then where you can apply this. Can you tally, can you identify the application of the matrix in some industries or over some companies? If so, then identify it and ask yourself whether this matrix is still applicable and where or for what industries you are in a position to compare this matrix with those of the real positions of the company. So friends, I am sure you have understood this matrix, and this will help you in the examination also if you put it in this way. Until and unless I bring you the next strategic management lesson, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.